Welcome to B2B Tech Talk, where we explore the trends, strategies, and stories shaping the future of business technology. I'm your host, Ann Sutter, Program Manager at Ingram Micro. Today, we're diving into a story that's equal parts entrepreneurial grit, strategic foresight, and values-driven leadership. I'm thrilled to introduce our guest, longstanding TrustX Alliance member, Guy Baroan. Guy's journey began not in a boardroom, but in a bustling restaurant, where he learned the power of customer experience and relationship building. Fast forward to today, and Guy has led his company through a successful merger and acquisition by Thrive Technology, all while staying true to the principles that he originally built his business on. We'll explore how Guy scaled his company with purpose, what it really takes to prepare for a merger and acquisition, and why culture and community matter more than ever in today's tech landscape. Hello, Mr. Baroan.
Hi, Ann.
Pleasure having you on today's B2B Tech Talk.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks so much for coming. So, I want to hear a little bit about how you started and how you got started in New Jersey, I think it was. And I'm looking forward to sharing with our listeners your story because I think it's a fantastic one. So, let's begin with how did your early experiences in customer service shape your approach to building Baroan Technologies?
So that's a great question. In my early days, I used to work in a restaurant, and it gave me the opportunity to work with people that were strangers. And over the years of working there, I was able to find somebody who eventually became my business partner, and he hired me to work for him in an indoor amusement facility. And what was interesting about that was we had 80 teenagers that were working there, and we had to train them. We had to get them ready to be able to deliver an experience because we weren't selling a product, we were selling an experience. And so my business partner had gone to Disney, the University of Disney, where they teach you customer service, but from the Disney perspective, how to treat a guest, not a customer. And so that was something that we brought into that facility to help educate those teenagers. And that was something that really differentiated that facility and us. And that allowed me to really understand the difference between treating somebody like they're just a customer or somebody who's a guest in your home. And I took that into the technology space when I started working in the computer industry.
Smart. So, what were the guiding principles that helped you scale the business sustainability over 28 years?
So, one of the things that really stood out for me was I never wanted anyone to feel like we were not honest with them. And so we came up with the three core principles that we use to guide our company. And that was uncompromising honesty, always doing whatever is in our client's best interest. We would never sell them anything that they didn't actually need to use for the sake of just selling. And then because we're in the technology space and things change so frequently, always live a life of continuous improvement. This way, we never fall behind.
What advice would you give to other founders considering an M&A?
If they're looking to go through an M&A strategy, I think the first thing that they would want to do is really understand what they're going to need to be ready for, understand the whole process. What we ended up doing was we ended up taking a course with Linda Rose. It was an online course that she offers that basically walked us through the whole process. And it was about a year out before, which really helped us to understand without actually going through that process what to expect. So that was I think very important for us because it gave us some things to be aware of. I think the other thing that I would recommend is to consider having a team of advisors. So we had a business advisor. We used Linda Rose as well. She was fantastic. We had an accounting team and we had a legal team that really specialized in M&A. So a lot of the questions that we had in preparing ourselves to make sure that we had our best foot forward was as a result of having this team put together. So I think those things: prepare, have the right team in place, and I think those would be the best advice that I would give people when they're ready to look into that.
Those things are definitely a winning combination for
Yeah.
sure. So, why was Thrive the right fit for you? And how did you ensure cultural alignment during the acquisition?
So when we were looking for the right partner, the right group we were going to work with, what ended up happening was we really had a lot of questions for them because we wanted to make sure that this was the right fit for our clients, this was the right fit for our employees, and also for myself because I was going to stay on. The things that we looked for were, we know how we work and how we support our clients. What are these companies that we're talking to? How do they view their clients and how do they approach their culture within the organization? And so those were things that were very important to us. And we asked a lot of the questions related to those values. And we found that Thrive as an organization had very similar values. It's an employee first centric organization. I think over 80% of the people that they have working, they always look internally to promote. So from a staffing perspective, it was very good for the staff because they have opportunities with a much larger organization that they may not have had with us as a smaller company. So, looking out for the clients, ensuring that our staff have all the opportunities that are available to them with a much larger organizations. Those are very important for us. And those are all things that Thrive checked off the box with.
So, Guy, in realizing there was a partnership here to the ownership of the business, what was the deciding factor in determining, we need to sell the business or we want to sell the business? Because a lot of times when there is a partnership, there's a lot of emotionally driven type of conversations, or it's an emotional attachment, maybe is a better phrase for that. So, what really kind of led to that decision?
I have, like you said, I had a business partner. We were 50-50 owners. And the difference in age between us was 15 years. So different stages in our lives. I just turned 55 and he turned 70. And so,
25.
thank you, Anne. So 5 years ago, he actually approached me and he said, "Look, I want to let you know my goals are to basically be retired by the time I'm 70." And so 5 years ago, we really had a good conversation and started to plan for that eventuality. When 70 comes around, will we be ready? Will we have everything in place that we need to make a successful exit for him? Now, I'm not ready to leave the organization. I'm not ready to stop what I was doing. And so it was different goals, different times in our life. And so when we were looking for what made the most sense, we were looking at the organization that offered the best of both of what we were looking for. Someone that would be okay with him retiring, because some of the mergers and acquisitions that take place, a lot of the organizations they want the founders to continue working. And so leaving the organization may not have been an option, but that was something that we knew we were looking for him. For me, I wanted to keep working and I wanted to have an opportunity for us to continue providing the best service to the clients that we could. We wanted to find the right company for that. We wanted to find the company that would give our employees the best opportunity to grow. And for me personally, I was looking for someone that I could see myself having many more years of working for and growing with and have an opportunity to thrive as well. And so we went with Thrive as Thrive.
Love the play on the word. Fabulous. And again, it sounds like such a successful company that you had. And I really have to commend you that you really put so much thought and effort together in that partnership to ensure that, it was a successful transition, not only for yourselves, but the employees as well. And you had them at the heart of your thoughts as well. It's truly magnificent.
Thank you.
Very impressive, Guy Baroan.
Thank you, Anne. I mean, honestly, my business partner, Dimitri, he was just such a great partner. And, we had such a great relationship. And of course, anything I can do to make his exit a success while maintaining the best opportunities for our clients, our employees, for myself. I mean, that was at the forefront of what we were trying to do. So it worked out great. Thrive is a phenomenal organization. So,
Yes, Casey is a fantastic guy. Spent
yeah,
a little bit of time with him yesterday and today. So
that's
yeah,
great.
I'd say it's a great decision. Thanks so much to Guy Baroan for sharing his incredible journey with us today. His story highlights not only the importance of values-driven leadership, but also the power of community, especially Trust X Alliance, in navigating complex decisions like mergers and acquisitions. It's a great reminder that when you surround yourself with the right people and stay true to your core, success follows. Thank you so much for tuning in.